Hello, everybody. This is Casey Bowles with the Texas Meltdown Podcast. You're listening to episode 9. We're brought to you by Fat Jack's Oyster and Sports Bar. They get the best ribeyes and the best oysters in East Texas. They always have great live music, usually Thursday through Saturday night. They also got like stuff like Gator Bites, and they got all kinds of great food. They're located on State Line Avenue on the Arkansas side. You have Texarkana, Arkansas. We're brought to you by Robert Witterstatter, attorney and counselor at law. Gets a roommate. Have a lot of bullshit. And feel like if he can't get you out of it, you just really fucked up. You can reach him at 903-794-0093. His office is on Texas Boulevard, Texarkana, Texas. Next, we have TW Automotive, the best mechanics in town. Go talk to Lee Welburn at the front desk, and he'll get you hooked right up. They're located across from Modern Primitives on New Boston Road in Texarkana, Texas. 30-point services for all your ventilating, heating, and air needs. 903-277-2999 is where you can reach them at. TJ Tellers, he's a good guy. They do great business. Great customer business relations. Last, we had the Knighton Center for all your family and acute health care. Go see FNP Terry Knighton. He's my homie. Good guy, good guy. Always helps me out whenever I'm sick, man. He can figure anything out. I've never been sick and him not be able to just cure it real quick. You reach him at 903-838-0444. His office is located on Kings Highway, right next to the Roadrunner. Hey, we got a message today on our thing from some random bitch named Kelsey. Huh? Yeah, she said, y'all are fucking hilarious. And in my opinion, from what I've heard from guy friends and girlfriends, I'd say 1 out of 3 of straight dudes don't mind just an inch.
Oh my god, that's what she wrote us a message
That's what she wrote us a message about.
Fuck,
Yeah, and she said, the gays love every inch, the straights don't mind just 1. I said, that's fucking funny. Tyler's trying to deny it. She said, ha ha, I wouldn't expect anything else, at least 10%. I'm dead serious. That trips me out, man.
Holy shit, that's funny though.
That's great. We all good, dog.
Cool.
All good.
So we're ready for the interview now?
Yeah. How are we going to start it out? You want me to kick this bitch off? What's your name, Ross Sheffield?
Shifflet?
Shifflet? Like Chicklet, except Shifflet?
Cool deal, man.
This is Ross Shifflet. Like Chicklet, except fucking Ross Shifflet. He's a Texas country artist. Tyler found him. So, Ross, tell us a little about yourself.
Just born and raised in Grant, Texas, and just my granddad was really good. He was like a Chet Atkins picker. He was incredible.
A Chet Atkins picker. I love the analogy.
My granddad, yeah, he still has a 1956 Gibson that mint condition that my uncles keep and hold on to. I've got to play it a time or two. It's
Holy shit.
yeah, good caliber of guitars. Yeah, he was the real deal. And I took up, kind of fast picking, trying to shred it, as they say.
Right.
As the kids say, shred the guitar, and I just fell in love with it pretty quick. I started in like 6th grade, and then I don't know, I took to it pretty quick, man. I was in love with it. I lived out in the country, didn't have much to do, so literally just play guitar nonstop.
I always notice, like, musicians, they'll be like, oh, well, I started playing guitar when I was, like, 2, and they ain't never been nowhere. It's the ones that start when they're, like, 11 or 12. Those will always last. They always turn out good.
And
I think it has something to do with starting to notice ladies, and you're like, man, I need
You're not playing
That's
it because the
exactly
guitar.
why.
You're playing it to get pussy. It's a whole
That's
nother
exactly
story.
why
You know
I
what I
started
mean?
playing guitar.
Sixth grade rolls around and you're like, man,
I gotta get
gotta
some hoes of this shit.
How do I get ahead of this game?
I probably started in 7th just to get some women.
That's exactly what it is.
I
Man.
tried to start one time, but I felt like I'd have to beat them off with a stick if I picked up a guitar or something, you
Jesus,
know.
Casey.
There's already so many of
shit.
them. I'm trying to find a sane girl, not a musician girl. That's my point of view. Those aren't the same.
So, coming from a family of rockers and stuff like that, is that more of your influential aspect on your music and everything else?
Yeah, I mean, I always took to the blues guys, like all the 1930s and 20s guys, like Robert Johnson, and then Stevie Ray Vaughan, and that was what I tried to do. I just wanted to be like them. Hell, even Dimebag Darrell, man. Just anybody who was like
Oh, fucking
phenomenal on a six string. I wanted to be like. I wanted to sound like those guys. So, as far my writing, when I started writing songs, I mean I don't know. I don't know where I pull from there. I mean, a big Willie Nelson fan, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I think I just felt that. Hell, I love the Temptations. I think I just chunked that.
Hell yes, dude. Keep it diverse, man. We love talking about colors on our podcast. We do.
Shut the fuck, Casey. Jesus Christ.
You can't say that.
What?
Jesus. So, man, for writing music, how long have you been writing music and stuff like that?
I started writing them in high school. Like that, I had that song Delilah. I wrote that when I was in high school.
Is it Hey There, Delilah?
No, it's
What's-
Delilah. It's rocker music.
I
Did you
really
not
like
listen
the
to any of his
song.
fucking music?
No.
Jesus Christ, Casey.
that was
I'm
probably-
super sorry. We're about the most unprofessional motherfuckers
I didn't
you've
know
ever
he was
seen-
doing
you've
this
ever heard
about
of.
15, 20 minutes ago.
Delilah was
Really?
probably my favorite song.
Delilah that's your most recent song, correct?
Apparently, Nick and Tyler
No.
both knew about it, except for me.
I seen you had your I know you had your album come out and everything else, and I listened to it front to back. Man, I'm a huge fan of a lot of music on there, especially the trouble that comes with it. I can relate to that song through and through, and I find it super hilarious. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel
some songs you got a deep meaning. It's like, man, I wrote this when I was in a dark place. That one's just a good old fashioned go out and raise hell and drink some whiskey song, man. You got to have those.
right, especially being Texas country,
Yeah,
You gotta fit the profile.
gotta love those fun tunes, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I did that like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I went out and drank some whiskey for the first time in 5 years. Thought I was gonna have some fun. I wound up punching 2 people. And I shouldn't drink whiskey, like I thought after 5 years. I could do it.
Oh yeah, man.
I can't, dog. can't.
You gotta know your limitations.
That hard sauce. Yeah, once you're off of it for a while and you get back on the pony, something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Hell
I didn't get kicked out, but I should have.
I'm gonna keep that pony tied up.
Oh man,
I shot that pony, man. I shot that pony. I ain't ever getting back on him.
I've been in the studio. I'm trying to think. Last show we did Iron Horse in Wichita Falls a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
And then we got bigger stuff's coming up. I'm just trying to wrap up this song. I hadn't been going too crazy on booking, just some stuff acoustic, no full band as I'm trying to get this done. And finished it today.
What song is it you finished up today?
Oh, Fine With Me.
Fine With Me?
Yeah, I got a video just doing it acoustic on somewhere on the old Facebook floating around there.
Right.
We got, I guess, Texas Independence Fest coming up, and I'm not sure on any of the details, man.
Where is that at?
I wish I had somebody to take care of that for me, because I'm telling you, I love it when I can somebody can point and I'll play.
Would you offer room and board if I took care of that stuff for you?
Yeah, man, you bet.
Dinner every now and then.
Dinner every now and
South
then.
by Southwest coming up too. We're gonna be playing with some fellas over there. I hadn't been there in several years, so I'm pumped about that. That's all March. February's just kind of get stuff done in the studio and whatnot.
Where would you say you play most of your shows at?
For the longest time, it was around Fort Worth area, and we go to Wichita Falls a lot. But since this album, we just this Forever Wild, it's mostly been just, I guess, Fort Worth, and the stuff we got coming up's Fort Worth. It's all through the ranch radio station around there.
Yeah, that's actually where I first heard your music on was the ranch. I listened to it at work and everything else, and I'm a huge fan, and the first time I heard Delilah on the ranch, I was like, I'm sorry, let me apologize. The first time I heard one of your songs, it was "Ain't Got That Much," and dude, I fell in love with it immediately hearing it. You know, being a labor hand, you know, growing up and not having just a family trust fund to go dip into every now and then. You know, I've had to work hard for everything I got, and being a guy that's always had a girlfriend or something like that, I can definitely relate to that song 100%. You know, and it's a fun kick ass tune in my opinion. You know.
Yeah, that was on from a first date with my girlfriend. We've been together 2 years. And the first date I was going on, man, I was flat broke, real pumped to get a date and everything. And then, I started realizing, I was like, oh man, wait a minute,
she won't sit
what
down
about
with
$30 $32 in my account? I didn't know what she was gonna order drinks. I didn't know what kind of food. So I was getting real nervous. And luckily, I had a buddy. He's like, "Don't worry, man. I feel like this is a real important one for you, so I'm gonna help you out."
Hell
That's
yeah!
what I'm
It's
talking
always
about.
nice
That's
to have
a
those
homie
fans you
right
can fall
there,
back
man.
on, you know, and everything else. Those are family members, man. It's kind of hard to knock those friends out, you know. It's one of those deals you always remember who's there for you when you're down. So have you played any shows outside of Texas yet?
Yeah, actually, man, when I was right out of high school, and I was by myself, just playing. I did a little deal out there, and I moved to California. And I lived in California for like a year, just making an album. I did 2 albums, but I moved there 2 separate times. So I played a bunch of shows in California. And then actually we played the Whiskey A Go-Go when I was in a band with some buddies here in Texas. We traveled out there and played that place in Hollywood. And I've done some here and there, man. Nothing too crazy,
Right, playing
Sell out no arenas, I'll tell you that.
right, playing shows in other states compared to Texas. Can you relate the two together? I mean, is it one of those deals like you get home to Fort Worth and you're just like, this is my fucking place. This is where I'm ready to jam out and everything else, you know? Or
It's been all over the spectrum. I've had some instances like we played some in California a couple of years ago, and it was like we definitely felt out of place. But then along the way we played some in New Mexico and Arizona, and it's like they were real accepting. They were all about it. We played some in Arkansas, and they treated us like rock stars. It was a good time. But no, always Texas, man. Just over the years, I've built up enough of some good people backing me that'll always make some shows, and from them passing on music, it's grown. And so in Texas, we usually have a good time. It's always going to be the best crowd for me. Just hometown crowd, really.
fuck yeah, I feel you on that one, man. Have you ever thought about playing down around Texarkana, Texas?
Probably not.
We could hook you up, dog.
I've played out there. Like, give me some surrounding places.
Jefferson, Mount Pleasant, Longview.
We're right on
Tyler.
we're on the border of
Tyler's a pretty good ways.
we're on the border
and all that.
of Arkansas.
Like half of Texarkana's on Arkansas, half of Texarkana's on Texas. There ain't no other way to explain it. That's it.
Yeah.
I used to head out that way. I mean, let's see, where's that? Is that
Omaha Cajun Cowboy.
Marshall's? In Marshall, Charlie's backyard. I've been there a couple times.
Oh gosh,
And
this is a nice place.
there used to be a place in Longview. It's changed names like 4 times since I played there.
Graham's, the
Graham's.
Levy,
Yeah, I think it's
Electric
Electric Cowboy
Cowboy.
now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Levy was across the street.
There's some sushi joint right next to it.
Yeah, that's the Levy.
The Levy.
The Levy.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
Levy.
man. Way back in the day, probably 6 or 7 years ago.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Damn, son, how old are you?
Yeah, I've been out that way.
How old are
Like I
you?
said, I used to have buddies there, and I still have buddies there. But when I was playing a bunch, I'd go out there all the time, play around Gladewater.
Okay. Yeah,
I
man.
mean, there's not much there, as y'all probably know, but we
I got a
throw
buddy
something
from
off the
Gladewater.
wall,
Shout
something,
out. Shout out Greg McBride.
Yeah, man. We actually that's kind of how we all grew up. You know, is I mean, as soon as I turned 16, I got a fake ID, and I started traveling around all over Northeast Texas, from Jefferson to Marshall, Longview, a few places out in Fort Worth and stuff like that, and our local hometown, the Electric Cowboy, and and shooters and stuff, and used to go out and watch shows out there ever since I was 16. And I mean, that's kind of things we grew up doing, and it's awesome as shit. And it's kind of how we found a love for music, is being in a smoky bar room, just jamming out to good music.
It's always good to admit to like class A misdemeanors, like while you're on a podcast. You know what I mean?
Fuck them.
Fuck them. We take them class A's all day. Just don't burn up to a felony.
Yeah. Oh man. But so you said you were working in the studio this week or this month and everything else. When do you plan on putting a new album out for us?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was gonna do a whole album, kind of off the heels of this song, but I was recording another one and it just wasn't turning out like I wanted it to. I'm gonna rip it out and start from scratch. But this other one's turned out so well, I just said, get it. I'm just gonna release it as a single, and then I'll start tackling an album next month. I got enough material. I'm ready to get this song out so bad I don't want to wait. So I'm gonna put this Fine With Me out, and then my plan is pretty much, let's see, April, May, and June, be recording, have something 10 to 12 songs ready to roll, before next football season. How's that?
Hell yeah, that'll work. That's awesome, man.
I don't know shit about football. When's that?
When's football season? Casey is the most like against sports person you can ever find out there.
Professional athletes are unproductive members of society.
Or September. When anyways.
Right. So
could be faster, could be slower. You never know, man. That studio.
No, we want an exact date.
Yeah. Not to mention, are you self-producing these, or are you producing these through somebody else, or having them do it for you?
No, there's a guy. Actually, my brother lives in Norway. He
no shit.
Of all places, yeah. He lives over there. He plays music too, and when he comes down to Texas, we'll hang out and stuff. And he came down here and recorded an album, and then I listened to it, and I was pretty blown. I was like, "Dadgum, that's good, man." Quality of it was real good. And I asked him where he did it and everything, and it was just Graham's like 8,000 something, 9,000 people. Small town.
Right.
There's a town like 400 or 500 people where he went and recorded this, called German, Texas. Just a guy that named Timmy Kofel, that kind of know him. I didn't really know him personally until started recording with him. But it's just that, around small towns you're gonna hear about people. Oh yeah, I know him.
Right.
But once I realized it was him, I was like, "Dadgum, man, that's where I got to go to do Forever Wild." So Forever Wild turned out so good. I'm kind of stuck with him on Delilah. Did that one by let's see. Yeah, we released that one by itself, and then now this one. So I think it's Flathead Sound out in German, Texas. It's it's hard to find, but when you do, the guy does good work, man.
Right. I feel you on that one. I can relate. I mean, that's awesome, guy. I'm happy to hear all that and everything else.
I would like to hear how your brother wound up in Norway. Like, what was he like? I just want to go play music in the fucking cold.
Same tale as always, man. It was a woman. Married him a lady and moved to Norway.
Oh, it's
Fuck
always
that.
the heart.
I tell you what, I am so cold natured. Like, if a woman lives anywhere north of like Oklahoma, I don't even want to fucking go to Oklahoma, to be honest. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, she was like she was a horse trainer. She'd come down there in the summers at camp, and he was working.
Sounds
at the
appetizing,
camp,
man, but I'm just not going to deal with the cold for a horse trainer. I ain't gonna do it. She's a horse trainer. She ain't honest. She ain't honest. Ain't no horse trainer and ain't no horse trader honest. Ain't none of them.
Love knows no boundaries, son.
There ain't no boundaries when it comes to fucking horse traders and horse trainers. You'll learn that. That's them hard lessons you learned.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's freezing up there. He's always complaining about it.
My balls are cold.
So what do you do for a living? Do you have a job outside of doing music and everything else?
I did, man. I took a 20-foot fall off. I was construction, building bleachers, and we traveled to different states. So on this particular job, it was like in 2017, I fell 20 feet and busted up a bunch of stuff in my back. So in August, after squaring off with the insurance for a while, I had spinal fusion. So This was just now. Now I'm they're basically sending me to school to learn a job that doesn't require me lifting a ton of stuff. So that's where I've been at. It's been a 2-year deal of trying to just get the back all fixed up.
Right. That's got to be a tough deal, man.
It was, dude. It was pretty wild. That fall, man. It was a deadgum doozy. Just stepped on a bleacher that wasn't secure, and I felt like the floor dropped out from under me.
Right.
And passed out during the fall, landed on my butt, folded up like an accordion, I guess. That's pretty much what I'm told.
Man, that's rough.
So you're telling me that whenever you hit, you look like Wile E. Coyote. I don't believe that. You didn't look like no accordion.
With the noise and everything while I was walking off.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's not awesome, but I mean that's funny.
To have that. No, man, I'm up and running now. It's no big.
You always gotta have a sense of humor
It
about
gave me
shit
the
like that.
opportunity to do that forever wild. So I mean, it definitely
So it's a blessing in disguise for sure.
yeah, dead gum. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's I
Dadgum.
wouldn't have had the free time. I mean, we were traveling to different states all the time. I'm never home, and then whammy, hit the ground and make an album.
It literally
If you guys ever get hurt on the job, I recommend it. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, that's pretty funny though. But man, I seen your so I was following you on Facebook and everything else, and I seen one of your shirts you got out, and it says Raw Shifflet, never heard of her. And I just couldn't help but die laughing. I was like, man, we gotta have him on the podcast. He sounds like a guy that's got a great sense of humor, and I think you got kick-ass music also. So
You want
I
to send us
appreciate
some
it,
free
man.
shirts?
That was a brainchild of my buddy Pence McCool. He does like at least 50% of the artwork for all the Texas country guys. He's worked with everybody. He's the best at what he does, and we grew up together. And he showed up to a show. His dad was wearing one, and he had one for me. He's like, "You're a bitch if you don't wear this on stage."
Mama ain't raised no
So I
bitch.
put one on, and just the picture blew up. So we're like, "Man, why don't we sell them?" So we made a bunch the other day. About to start selling them.
hell yeah, man, that's awesome.
That's it. That's Fakes. I got to give him the credit on that one.
That's still funny though, man. That's one of the deals with a bunch of Texas country artists. They just have a funny sense of humor in all their T-shirts, man. I just think it's funny always.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a good way to sell some shirts. You know, it's nobody wants to hang out with somebody with a stick up their ass. You gotta have a sense of humor in this biz.
Right. You gotta be ready to take the good and the bad with it. You know, you're gonna have the assholes out there, and you're gonna have the people that are over the top, and you're just like, damn, dude, you can knock it back just a little bit. You know, like it's a great song, but it ain't that big a deal. You know. And
All
then
the
you have
dickhead.
people that are like,
No. I'll tell you how to explain it. Is that all the dickheads got famous? Anybody that ain't just got to struggle like us.
I guess you got a good point. Well,
That's right, man.
Now we stuck down here, dog. We gotta make the best of it.
right.
Damn right. Well, I'm definitely grinding.
So
Ain't no fame found me yet.
Hear that?
I think you're on your way there, man. Though being on the ranch, I mean, that's a pretty huge deal, you know.
That
in my
was,
opinion.
man, because I played so dadgum long. You know, it's kind of like, it's awesome. It's the funnest thing to do in the world, playing in front of people. But eventually, 10, 12 years later, you start being like, dadgum, dude, what do I got to do to catch a little break? It's kind of like beating your head against the wall. But the head honcho, the Shane Hollinger, he's the one that just kind of threw me a bone. And I think I wrote him a handwritten letter and sent him a shirt, koozie, and CD. And luckily, man, he kind of dug that. And he liked Ain't Got Much. He said that was his jam. So after that, it kind of opened the doors. So I'm forever going to be thankful for that, because it took a long time to get on the radio. But, man, once it happened, it was magical. That's what it was. It was magical.
Love it, man. Yeah, no, man, that's a great radio station. A lot of great people. I haven't got to meet Shane Hollinger, but I have a few friends of his, and I've heard nothing but great things about him and everything else. But it's kind of funny that you're saying that, like, all you had to do, or not all you had to do, I'm sorry, but what you did was just, send him something small and stuff, and just kind of got your name out there, put your foot in the door. And he went with it. I mean, that's the kind of people that they are up there. If you can get a foot in the door and you are a decent artist and a decent human being, you have a shot. On their radio station. As big as they are, they're not ever big headed about the whole situation up there.
Yeah, exactly, man. They definitely helped me out. I'm eternally grateful. So those dudes are cool in my book.
Right. So out of all the places you played and everything else, is there one of those venues you'd love to play that are just you're been super digging but haven't made it there yet?
Man, I guess everybody wants to play Billy Bob's. You know, I've been there a time or two for shows, and hell yeah, it'd be a blast to sell that place out. You know.
What? You know, I just had like a feeling you were gonna say like Green Hall or something like that.
Hell, I mean, really, it's all the big joints like that.
Like Canes or, like anywhere but Billy Bob's. Anywhere but Billy Bob's.
I feel a little generic now. I thought he was more original, and he just popped out with Billy Bob's. Like,
Wow,
oh man. No, I'm giving you a hard time, man.
Any festival, whatever huge festival you can think of, that's what everybody wants to play, man.
Fucking Bonnaroo, man. Be out there with Casey Musgraves.
Right.
Get a wild crowd and get everybody into it. You can't beat the old outdoor festivals.
Right. Have you ever got a shot to play at LJTs or anything like that?
Yeah, I did a songwriter contest, and I didn't win it, but Larry Joe Taylor asked me to do what's called the Bloody Mary Mornings. So me and Shay Abshire from Shay Abshire.
Yeah, I know Shay pretty well. Me and him got kicked out of a party one time for smoking weed. These people told us if we're going to smoke dope out by the van, we need to get the fuck out. So we left.
That sounds like O'Shea, man. He's a good dude.
He is, man. He was cool. This bitch don't ever wear no shoes. It was like 30 degrees outside. This bitch is barefoot.
That's his thing, the shoeless heathen.
Yeah.
The shoeless heathen.
He wild. He wild.
Oh man. So off of music and everything else,
what's your wife look like? She don't want to talk to us?
Man, goodness. No, Casey, that's not
Miss Kelsey, she's in there hanging out. She's not wife yet.
right. Almost there. Doing puzzles together, so I mean that's gotta be the first step.
Kelsey, are you gonna be my wife?
That's even better because I don't like messing with married women. If she's only got a boyfriend, I'm cool with it.
Whatever.
She said yes. I'm actually since she said yes, I'm actually ordained minister. So you just hit us up.
Nick is an ordained minister.
Holy shit! If Nick could marry Ross Shifflet.
That was on my checklist. Needed to find somebody to marry us. Boom.
Boom, free of charge.
Free of charge.
I'll fax you a business card.
I'll fax you a business card.
Now we're talking. All right.
Man. So
I would never apologize for hitting on your wife or girlfriend, whatever she did. I would never
I don't
apologize.
know if you can pick up at all, but Casey is just one of those people. He's 130 pounds soaking wet, but is full of himself, and you would think he's 225.
Man.
On a bad day, by the way.
With my belt, I weigh 138. With my belt and boots on, I weigh 138.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah. So, what else is on your mind, fellers?
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
I'm just getting on Facebook.
So what life advice could you give us if you had to throw any life advice out there to put on the podcast, whatever the fuck it could be? What would it be?
Oh man, dadgummit. Let me think. I got to dwell on this for a second.
Don't smoke K2 with the homeless.
Don't smoke.
Man,
K2.
I heard,
Holy
I was listening to a podcast today, and they said don't share headphones with the homeless because they gave the guy the flu.
What?
That's something random. Don't share headphones with the homeless people.
So that's a pretty wild metaphor.
Always bring your own headphones. Always.
That sounds like that's got to be Theo Vaughn.
It was.
That's got to be Theo Vaughn.
I've been listening to a lot of his
Shout
stuff.
out Theo Vaughn. This past weekend podcast, incredibly good. Had me dying for like the past 8 hours. I ain't been in my truck in 2 days without having that on the entire time.
Really?
Until a while ago whenever I hit a back road.
No.
Don't do what I do.
Don't do what I do. Don't do.
What do you do? We don't know what you do. What do you do?
Oh, I don't know, man.
So don't follow the rock star lifestyle. Do you live a rock star lifestyle?
I went totally blank on the advice portion.
Right.
So do you walk around with a blind man stick so you can test the floors in front of you?
What?
Yeah,
Are you a little
random, Nick?
I feel like if I had the floor literally fall out from under me, I would carry one of those sticks, like a blind guy stick.
Oh, back to the
kinda-
whole bleacher deal where the floor fell from under him. Oh my God.
Just to test the waters.
Haha, Nick made it funny.
Yeah, Nick did make it funny.
I'm sorry, I drank a little bit, bitch. I can't really talk right.
2 drinks. I'm sorry. You deep.
It's like that. It'll scar you for life, gents.
Don't do drugs. don't drink every night of the week. Make sure you limit that to
How about
weekends.
we can put his advices for if you can't handle the whiskey, don't drink the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
That's
go,
that's
man.
that's the best advice anybody in this world could ever take. Tyler drank whiskey one time, and I saw him bust a beer bottle on the wall, and like just freaked out, kicked fucking the side of his Tahoe. It's bad. Whiskey's never good.
I know that one's always done me good.
You know what, man?
Right.
I've found out since I'm 27, and I've found out that nothing good happens after 1 a.m. Not a damn thing good, unless you go home with somebody, and that's completely different. But I mean, like as far as like
Whatever you're
just
going home with after 1 a.m. ain't gonna be.
yeah, exactly. If you ain't got something already lined up by 1 a.m.
rule.
Yeah, if you ain't got something lined up by 1 a.m., like you just need to go home because anything you find after that, you ain't gonna wake up with what is good as what you went to bed with. And if anything else happens, it ain't for the better.
It ain't for
It
the
ain't.
better.
Exactly right, man. Stick to those guns. 1 a.m. Call it a night.
Right.
If you got a girl, try to get home before 1 a.m. because if you don't, she's gonna turn into something she ain't.
That's right.
Well, Ross, we appreciate you doing the interview. One more time, what was the new single you recorded that we can be looking forward to have coming out this fall?
It's called Fine With Me.
Fine with me.
Fine With Me by Ross Shifflet. You guys
You
got
guys
to
got
look
to
out for
track
it.
it down on just I got some video on Facebook. I just did acoustic. Track her down, man, and I'll tune into the podcast. I'm gonna check y'all out.
Hell yeah, man! I'll see if we can't share your video with our announcement of the podcast. Come Monday morning, we do it at 6 a.m. And I'll see if I can't tag you in it and with your video and put it out there and everything else, man.
Hell yeah, man. Fellas, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you setting aside the time to be on the show and everything else, man.
Absolutely, man. Y'all have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. You have a good evening.
Peace out.
Bye.
Peace, dog. Oh, Delilah. Oh, Delilah. You told me, my dear, you'd always be true. But the devil take your heart right out of my hands. The whiskey on my breath spells your doom. And oh, Delilah. Oh, Delilah. Oh, Delilah. Who is this man sleeping in my bed? Lord, please forgive me. God, won't you forgive me as I place Daddy's rifle to his head? I'm gonna bury him beneath the maple tree when nobody gonna know. I'll bury him beneath the maple tree when nobody gonna know. Oh, Delilah. Oh, my darling. Oh, my dear. I fear it's time we part ways tonight. With my hands around your neck, I'll steal every breath and sing for you your last lullaby. I'll bury you beneath the maple tree. Nobody gonna know. I'll bury you beneath the maple tree when nobody gonna know. Oh, Delilah.
blue eyes shut forever, and your lips dark and grim, and your skin is pale and cold as the pale moonlight. Oh, Delilah. Oh, Delilah. Oh, Delilah. I buried you beneath a maple tree, so nobody would know. I buried you beneath the maple tree. Nobody gonna know, nobody gonna know. Oh, Delilah.
I want to look up this.
My shit's froze up.
Speaking of the ranch and everything else, I was listening to the ranch the other day, and this commercial came on, and it was talking about this vet with PTSD, how they have a program up in Montana where you can go volunteer to work on a ranch. Maybe it's room and board, make a little money. I'm not 100% sure on all the details, but they had a deal for PTSD veterans that they could go work on a ranch, and they helped them with their horsemanship and their horsemanship. Sorry, forgive me. Words are tough. Help them with their horsemanship. They show them how to work on a ranch and stuff to deal with
dope.
the PTSD. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of those deals like both parties are benefiting 100% because no doubt a ranch is always going to need a ranch hand, and the veteran is getting to deal with his PTSD through physical or even mental training with horses, you know, or anything like that. And I think that's badass. I'll have to find out the name of it real quick.
Horses are real chill animals. They're really good for stuff like that.
They seem like the vet's biggest problems are finding a place to plug in when they get back home, and that's definitely somewhere you can just jump right in.
Here it is, Whitetail Ranch Center, Montana.
Whitetail Ranch Center, Montana. Shout out.
Yeah, no shit, man. I think that's an awesome deal, though, what they're doing, you know, for not only our veterans, but also, you know, keeping the cowboy way going, you know. I mean, that's one of those deals, almost a lost trade sometimes when you look at today's society.
Come on.
I think it's awesome. Being a cowboy's dying breed.
On a serious note, you know, like, I was going down the road today, and I was riding back roads for a while, and, I wasn't drinking and driving or nothing. I was just riding back roads.
Sometimes that's even just enjoyable. I wasn't drinking. Sorry, correction. I wasn't drinking any more than I usually drink.
So anyway, I'm riding back roads, and I look to my left, and there's this fucking alligator in this creek. I was like, holy shit, it's a fucking alligator. And I think it's like, no, a lot of people would just be like, so what, it's fucking alligator. In East Texas, man, like, not enough people see alligators.
I would flip shit if I'd seen a wild alligator on the side of the highway.
No, I had two buddies. One of them, JD, he was in the water. They were in the water at Redwater Bridge right here in Maud, and it might have been Daniel Lynn. They were up on the boat ramp looking down on him, and they were just like, JD, get out of the water.
Right now, as slowly and quickly as you can.
As calmly as you can. Do not freak out. Do not freak out. He looks over, and there's an alligator probably no more than 15 feet away from him.
Oh, no, man.
Yeah, fuck all that. So I'm driving down the back road, and I see this alligator on my left, and I never stopped or got out of my truck or anything. I was like, God damn, that's an alligator. But anyways, what I'm saying is, man, it's like, why don't we have as many alligators as everybody else, man? Everybody else seems to be like alligator here, alligator there.
Fucking alligators,
you know what? I feel like alligator might be discriminated against a little bit. You know
what?
Like,
You mean to tell me you discriminated against pit bulls, but have a thing for alligators?
alligators aren't just naturally mean. I don't feel like. I think they're misunderstood.
Holy shit! I think I'm a little mind
They're
blown.
misunderstood, man. Alligators are misunderstood.
There's really a ton in Wright Patman.
There is, but you still see them. They're just smarter.
Bring a lake over there.
Okay,
Texas County.
my bad. You know what? maybe they're not discriminated against. Maybe they're just too
cold-blooded
smart
killers.
for us. Yeah, cold-blooded killers and too smart for us to see.
My mama said the reason them alligators mad because they got all them teeth but ain't got no toothbrush. It's the medulla oblongata.
Okay, so outside of the Waterboy references that I love, I fucking love that movie.
This is a good movie.
God damn, I showed that movie to my granddad one time, and like he's always been proper his whole life. I don't cuss, don't drink, nothing. And he thought that whenever he said, Mama said, "Don't get Roy Orbison tattooed on your ass," and he pulled his pants down and said, "What Mama don't know, don't hurt her." My granddad flipped the fuck out. He thought that was the funniest thing he had ever seen in his entire life.
Oh, dude, I bet that was so worth it too.
Yeah.
Just the coming up to it and then he just dies laughing. I
Yeah.
probably would have lost
Because
my
he
shit
already
just
thought
at
it was
him.
funny. He was like, "What are we watching?" You know, the whole time he kind of thought it was retarded, but he liked the joke, so he kept watching it. And then finally, it caught that. He was like, "That's it right there."
Adam Sandler is a one of a kind actor.
He is, man.
I
I
did. think he's
enjoy
got some
like
good
90% of his
out there.
movies. I enjoy, but there is a couple of them I don't.
Oh,
Click.
yeah.
I like Click, but it went a little too deep for me and made me
Yeah.
cry almost, and I don't like that. You know, he could have just left it as being funny and didn't have to put the little serious shit in there and make me want to cry, but he did.
Billy Madison.
Yeah,
Big
Billy
Daddy.
Madison, Big Daddy.
Dude.
Happy
Fuck.
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore? Holy shit, Happy
Bob
Gilmore.
Barker beat. You know, Bob Barker said that he would not do that scene unless he beat his ass, because the scene was supposed to be where Adam Sandler beat Bob Barker's ass, which would have been.
Up yours, Happy.
Yeah, you know, like if you had never seen Roy Barker beat Adam Sandler's ass, then you would think Adam Sandler beating up, Bob Barker would be funny. But Bob Barker said he was not going to do it unless he won the fight. So he got to beat Adam Sandler's ass, and that's just like makes it even better for me. Because that'd be like me, like, somebody would go have you on TV stuff like, "Look, we're going to beat the fuck out of you." No, you ain't. I don't win. Or I ain't being in it.
Do you know they actually did a sequel to that?
Especially if I'm Bob Barker.
Bob Barker's in a hospital bed, laying there about to die, and Happy Gilmore walks in. He said, "I'll beat your ass now, Bob Barker," or something like that. And Bob opens his eyes and just goes. They just
I know
commence
what
to
you're
whooping the
talking
shit
about.
out of each other. I seen it a couple years ago. God, I'll have to look that up. It's hilarious, but man, good shit. That's funny. That's one of the things you wouldn't ever think about until it happened, and then you're like, "That's funny." Then you got old Chubbs, only got one hand.
He's showing the fucking.
All in the hips. All in the hips.
Oh shit!
He was in Chubbs was also in Little Nicky and the Heaven Scene, and he was giving the mambo lessons. He was like, "It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips."
So is that
it
where
was
that
so funny.
derived
No,
from?
it come from Happy Gilmore.
No shit.
And then whenever
That's
he
funny.
released, whenever they did Little Nicky,
I mean, that's
they
safe.
added him
Everyone's
onto
seen
it
the movie.
because because everybody had seen the movie. And if you've seen Little Nicky, you've seen fucking Happy Gilmore. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen Little Nicky.
Man, it is so funny, dude. Adam Sandler plays the devil's son, and it is just like
That's one of those movies. It's so out there that you're just like, what the fuck
it
am I
was
watching?
so funny though. It had a lot of humor in it. A
Yeah.
lot of humor.
And nowadays, dude, if you can make people laugh or give them some way to reference back to, dude, they'll fucking find it funny. I mean, even the little shit, like we're over here sitting talking about Happy Gilmore. What fucking year did that movie come out?
It's a good question.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
older
you're
days
nephew,
movies,
Joey.
are a lot different than nowadays. Of course, we know that. But I mean, there's a whole lot of huge cultural differences. Like, there was people in 97, 96, especially we'll go back to 94.
1996.
We'll go back to 94, before Kurt Cobain died, people listen to Nirvana and stuff, there's not enough kids nowadays just burned down a J and just sat there and looked at a ceiling for fucking 3 hours and listened to Nirvana.
I don't think I would ever do that.
If you smoked a joint and did that, that would lead to you
There's no
smoking
telling.
crack and doing that. You know what I mean?
What?
It's a gateway drug.
Don't put that on pot.
Don't put that on me, nigga shit.
Man,
Tyler, how was your day?
my day was rough as fuck.
How's it rough?
I really don't want to get in about how my day was because I'll start thinking about my day again.
All right, let's not talk about your day.
Maybe talking about it help you, Tyler. What's up, dog? We fucking therapists in this bitch. We all fucking licensed.
Nope.
Fun day Friday.
It wasn't a bad day though. I mean, I spent the majority of the day waiting on parts. So
When did you start
was
wearing
like
your
one of the
cap
longest
cocked up on the
days.
back of your head and pulled down the front? When did you start doing that? I haven't never noticed that.
The ceiling fan lights are bright.
Okay, I was wondering. I just thought, it's like, that's a new style. Put your fucking phone down, man. Like, you literally bitched me out on the last episode and everything. You're over getting text messages and shit.
Not bad.
I'm start locking them up in a box.
So I poured fucking, I ruined somebody's dinner the other night. I'm telling everybody about that. It's pretty funny. Even if the shit blows over with the person, it's still fucking funny. They're pretty pissed off at me right now. But I got into an argument with somebody. The only way I can feel like they hurt my feelings, man, like deep down inside. I was like, the only way I can hurt their feelings if I fuck up the dinner. And there was a can of Morton salt sitting there, the big one that dumps. Not the one that, you fucking have to shake. And I filled that to go box up with Slim Chickens and fucking salt. Couldn't help myself, man. That's the only way. Bitch, fuck your dinner. I pour salt all over that shit.
So
Don't fuck with me. I will salt your dinner, dog. I will salt your chicken.
You being salty?
Fucking brought the salt, dog, and
Brought
everything.
the salt. Oh shit.
I am so salty. Like I was.
Morton's
so
ain't got
salty.
shit on
I
you.
ain't salty no more. I tell you what. Whenever I done that, like every ounce of anger left my body, and I left that apartment smiling.
So never have you ever just like purposely been like out of nowhere, I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
I ain't gonna say I ain't never just like been out of line, because we pretty much all have at some point in time. But I don't remember, me ever just being completely out of line with some shit that I was just like, I sober. I can't recall doing that. I've been drunk a couple times, like whiskey drunk. And like maybe started some shit that didn't have to be started. But as far as being sober or like beer drunk, I just don't feel like I've ever just out of nowhere been like, fuck that. Usually there's something that leads up to it. Usually what I do is I'm too nice. I don't ever say nothing for a long time and let it build up. Then whenever I say something about it, everybody nowadays' first reaction is deny or lie or something like that. Like nobody just wants to be like, oh my bad, and just it'd be good, Somebody just be like, hey, no, it's my bad. That's the way I get out of shit, to be honest. I'll immediately start apologizing. I ain't gonna lie to you about nothing. Like, but it's fucked up shit. I did it. It's cool. If you did it, it's cool. Apologize for it. I get mad if I let it build up. I'm bad about doing that. I'm kind of a dickhead about it, but yeah. I feel like it's okay, though.
$20 t-shirt. $20 t-shirt, contact me, Tyler Welburn, Nick Norman, Stormin Norman, or Casey Bowles.
Casey fucking Bowles, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, you
matter.
can't really
Whatever I
type
am
it in
your
Casey
phone
fucking
book.
Bowles and find you, but
I tell you what, I bet.
Or you can visit
I bet there is
thetexasmeltdown.com.
more people that can type Casey fucking Bowles into their contacts and find it than people that'll just find a normal Casey Bowles in their contacts.
Doesn't count if you type it.
This is also true.
Like if I put my contact in their phone,
Yeah,
why is that?
It doesn't count.
that didn't count. They didn't write it. You wrote it.
That's some bullshit.
That's
I
like
could put-
putting a sticker on something,
I could put my name in Tyler's phone as Peggy.
We got stickers,
Yeah.
and I'm about
Don't
to
make me
start
Peggy.
putting
Reverend.
stickers on shit.
Badass.
No,
sticker
fuck
up
that.
this
You
whole town.
offended the podcast, and you
I
offended
offended
me.
the podcast. I offended you. I didn't offend the podcast. I offended you. There's a difference.
The podcast has stickers that it's about to start putting on shit, and now you're saying like, "Oh, that's not cool." It's fine, man.
No, I didn't say that at all.
You
No,
didn't say it like
no.
word for word, but
I
you
didn't say that
that's
at
what
all.
you fucking meant.
It's not what I meant.
That's what you said.
What are you gonna leave here and go slap one in the Fat Jack's bathroom stall as soon as you leave here?
That'd be
Am
a
I-
good idea.
Would be a pretty cool idea.
I'm not gonna put it in the bathroom. I'm gonna put it outside of the bar.
Put two of them in that bitch. Hell,
I
there's a lot of people that roll through Fat Jacks.
know.
Love Fat Jacks.
Okay, so
So can I? All right. Well, can I ask you? Can I get to you? The subject on this. It's probably. I know it's a little bit more personal and shit like that, but a personal situation. But you just had to go through to driving to Tyler to go be with your mom who had open heart surgery and everything else, and coming from me, I had to drive to Fort Worth to go see my mom of what was thought to be a near-death experience or whatever else. Wasn't, thank God. Both ended up great. Both are doing better now. Full recovery for your mother, correct?
No, she still got to stay for 5 days, but the surgery itself went good.
Yeah. And, I mean, you find a lot out, not only about yourself, but your relationship with either your brother, your sister, or your close immediate family. When you have someone like your mom down and out, for me, that's how it went. And I just didn't know how that looked for you and everything else. But
For me, man, it was more like, like the drive there was kind of, that was probably the longest, 2-hour drive I've ever made.
I feel
Not
you on that.
ever, but I mean,
It was heavy.
It was a noticeably long 2-hour drive,
Yeah,
heavily
yeah.
noticeable. And, you think about losing somebody, and there's, somebody that I've thought about losing her before because she's had health problems, but I mean, it's never been detrimental enough to have, fucking emergency open heart surgery. She went yesterday to the doctor because she thought she had the flu. And then
Holy shit.
Then this morning had to have open heart surgery.
I mean, what a great way for her to think she has the flu and go to the doctor. I mean,
Yeah, I know. They had to put her in the hospital immediately. But, so I got that phone call yesterday morning at 11 o'clock, man. And it wasn't even 11. It was probably 10. I was like, holy shit, do I need to go now? And they're like, well, she has to go have surgery tomorrow. They told her to go home and get all her shit together. And I drove up there today. And I drove there yesterday. Whenever I found out, I drove up there and stayed at my granddad's last night. That was pretty chill. I always like chilling with him. He's cool. He's interesting. And then he got a new cat.
Yeah.
In his big ass house. This cat pretty much has a mansion to himself. Granddad's never home. This cat's fucking cool, dog. He would never come to me, but he was fucking with me what he was doing. He wasn't actually scared of me. You tell the whole time he was playing. He just don't know enough people to know no different.
Yeah.
He knows of 5 human beings in this world. For all I know, he was like, holy shit, there's more than 6 of y'all? There's more people out there? You don't understand there's fucking billions of people on this earth. That cat's like, whoa, look at this fucking young guy that ain't got white hair.
Who is this?
Why ain't he got wrinkles? Why is his hair not white?
Stranger danger.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was thinking. Then he got to where I was feeding him treats. I'd toss him over and he'd come up try to get him, and I'd reach down like I was gonna fuck with him, and he'd jump back. He was being cool. He was cautious enough I couldn't pet him, but he was also playing. He was being playfully cautious.
Right.
But anyways, today about the surgery, the anesthesiologist hit the wrong fucking vein. Hit the carotid artery that was fucking 96% clogged and almost gave her a stroke, but it didn't, and they cleared everything up pretty much immediately. Actually, they had to call a vascular surgeon in to come do surgery on her artery since the motherfucker missed the vein and went to the fucking artery they gotta work on. Something fishy there.
I feel like
something we're not getting told something. I don't care. It worked out good. She's fine. She got a little incision on her neck she ain't supposed to have, but it was all cool.
right.
Everything turned out good so far. So we'll see in the next couple of days, where she's at. She can't be lifting nothing there. Pretty much crack her chest open like a chestnut, and then stretch it with these fucking. Have you ever seen that equipment they use for
No,
that?
I'd
Man,
rather
it's real
not.
cool. It's this thing that grabs they cut you with a saw. They literally saw through your sternum like a bzzz, saw through your sternum, and then they crack it. To break through any cartilage or anything ain't been broke. And they got this thing that sticks down in there and then it rips you open. And it's got this crank on it.
That's too much for me,
Yeah,
man.
it pulls you open and hangs up. And they want to release it. They don't do it slow. They just fucking let it go. This motherfucker just pow! It's fucking wild, man. But just to think about that right there.
That makes me weak just hearing that.
Yeah, I know. Think about if it was your mom. So that's what I was about. That's what I was getting at is the fact that I know what the equipment used is and how they use it, which normal people don't. That I feel like that kind of made it a little worse.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, she's in there with this iron claw on her chest, fucking ripping her shit open.
Fuck. That's rough. But I'm glad to hear that she's doing better and everything, man. And that you got to meet your grandpa's cat.
Yeah.
What was his name, by the way?
Socks.
Socks?
Boots. His name is Boots.
Boots.
Boots, my bad.
Puss in
not
Boots?
Socks. No, I don't know. I think it's just Boots.
Just Boots.
Just Boots.
Got you.
I guess you want to give my last name. Give my granddad's last name, Garner.
Garner.
I feel like it's just Boots, though. It never was introduced to me as Boots Garner. And he never said nothing. The cat never said nothing about it, so I feel like his name's just Boots. Like, he was pretty chill with just being called Boots.
My dog's name is Hero. And we had to fill
That's
out.
the most godly
It's
name.
a funny name. It's a good name. It fits him, though.
Not
You
a
know what I'm
funny
saying?
guy. His bottom jaw's 2 inches too short.
Man,
He's a hero
what
to
the fuck
nobody.
ever. Fuck you.
You know what? I tell you what, he's overcame a lot. He is a hero.
Nick, I think it's pretty cool that we invite an asshole over and that we hang out with him to give him sympathy. You have to be like a really big asshole for people to come see you and hang out on your couch.
I don't
And
feel
feel
like I'm a
sympathy
bad
for him.
person for saying it.
I don't think you're a bad person. You're still an asshole.
I ain't gonna say I ain't.
He said, I ain't gonna deny it.
I ain't saying I am an asshole, but I ain't gonna sit here and just be like, oh no, because I ain't really like tested the results. Like, I ain't positive I'm an asshole, but I ain't never just measured up all the shit that I've said and done.
I could like take a vote on Facebook, and I bet it.
I feel like it's more of a realist than an asshole. I ain't being mean about it. I'm
There's
just
a
being
there's a
honest
fine
about
line.
it.
There is a fine line, and you flirt with it really hard 99% of the time.
Name one time I've been the asshole
Like-
to either one of y'all.
2 seconds ago.
80% of your stuff that comes out of your mouth, you're being an asshole.
Oh shit, man.
And 75, we let it slide.
We do let it
We're
slide
good
75% of the time.
Ain't neither one of y'all can name something right now.
It's too much to name. It's
Yeah,
your
No,
I'm
whole
over.
thing.
I'm overwhelmed with all the assholeness that I can't even like fucking process it right
My
now.
ears are steaming thinking about touching me the asshole to me. Oh shit, that was it right there, wasn't it? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I might be.
And we smile and nod.
Yeah.
Yep. Because there ain't no like. I'm not even kidding you. Having an argument with Casey is like having an argument with a 6-year-old female that's just like, no, you're not. I'm right. I know you are, but what am I? Da-da-da. I win. You lose. You suck.
You know, and I don't really appreciate using gender roles.
Deflection.
The first step to
I'm just
fixing your
saying,
problem is
man,
admitting you
I
have a
feel
problem.
like you can't just assume it's a girl. You can assume anything.
Okay, a 6-year-old kid.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. You fucking sexist asshole.
What the fuck ever.
Make this about you instead of me.
I was-
Real quick.
If we have any psychologists or therapists listening that want to give a free hour, to break it down, we would really appreciate that. Y'all just hit us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
Being off subject and completely random, I was scrolling through Facebook earlier this week, and one of the memes popped up, and at the title of it says "Perspective is everything," and it had a nicer, bigger car driving beside a junkier, older car, and it was like, "Damn, I wish I had a nice car." Then it had the guy on the bike compared to the junky asshole beat up car, and he was like, "Damn, I wish I had a car." And then there's a guy walking, sees a guy riding a bike, he's like, "Damn, I wish I had a bike." Comes down to a guy in a wheelchair sitting, looking out his window, looking at the guy walking down the road, and he's like, "Fuck, I wish I could go somewhere." But it's like one of those deals, perspective is everything, like.
That meme is like the ASPCA of the memes. Like, that's basically you seeing a dog on your TV freezing cold here. In the arms of an angel. In the background, like, that's that meme, except,
On Facebook.
yeah, I mean, that's that commercial, yeah, except on Facebook.